Hi everyone, it's Shayne. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you are returning, you're probably a friend or family. And if we have never talked on the internet or know each other personally, please comment in the section down below and let's have a conversation. So today's video is actually going to be about what is an unhealthy relationship. Now, in the X amount of years that I have been an adult and young adult, I've been in a lot of relationships, and not all of them were good. The ones that were pretty long were actually pretty damaging, pretty unhealthy. I've been abused in my past relationships, mentally, emotionally, and one time physically. Rather not get into it. Maybe I'll reserve it for a story time type deal. Anyway, when it comes to unhealthy relationships, it's pretty much the opposite of being in a healthy relationship. But it's one of those things where it's really hard to determine what is an unhealthy relationship minus the abuse. So for example, when it comes to someone who's being physically abused, you can totally know that's not a good relationship. However, being emotionally and mentally abused in a relationship, those are very nuanced. It's very different because you don't actually know, or you're unsure of yourself enough that you don't know if you're in an unhealthy relationship. You tend to second guess yourself. But when you second guess yourself in that instance, don't you think that that in itself is an unhealthy relationship? Because when you look at a healthy relationship, it's fun, there's a good pace to it, there's intimacy, there's communication, there's overall this feeling of synchronicity with your partner where it feels like everything is good. However, in an unhealthy relationship, there's a lot of signs that point to it being unhealthy. So besides the abuse portion, there's this level of intensity that's really like I don't know how to explain it, but it's that like feeling where there's just this power to it, where there's a level of volatility where you don't know what's going to happen next. Not to say that like things going in a pattern where you expect everything to happen is actually a good thing in a relationship, because then you can expect, for example, you expect loyalty and from your partner if you're in a monogamous relationship. If you are not sure about the loyalty of your partner, and that is going to cause volatility and intensity and a level of possessiveness on your part, that's not going to be a good thing. And speaking of possessiveness, that is pretty unhealthy. Nobody is anybody's object or property. Nobody owns nobody. Like, that's just not a thing, especially in relationships. If you're in a relationship just for the idea of possessing somebody who's hot or who's smart or because they have money, like, cut that out. That's not a good look, and that's not something that you want to have in a relationship. That's just not gonna work long term. And when it comes to possessiveness, there's this like level of manipulation, and that just should not belong. And when it comes to manipulation can be overt or covert. So overt manipulation is when somebody's like, don't do that, I don't like that. But that can be seen as putting up boundaries, or that's isolating you from a particular situation. Like, oh, I don't like it when you hang out with your friends. And it's like, well, why don't you like it when I hang out with my friends? That sort of thing. And when it comes to covert manipulation, it's things like, oh man, I don't have a good example of it right now. But covert manipulation is much more less nuanced, it's much more quiet, and it's not as obvious. There's also guilting your partner. So when you guilt your partner into anything, like it can sabotage their future. It could sabotage who they are. It could sabotage the relationship, because when you guilt somebody into feeling a specific way or doing a specific thing, that's not them actually doing it. And vice versa, if you are being guilted into having sex, if you are being guilted into not seeing your friends, if you're being guilted into not taking that job that you really want, you're being manipulated in your relationship. So that's really something to think about. So another thing too is deflecting responsibility. If a person is being manipulative and being abusive, they're gonna think that they're not the problem in the relationship and that it's you. Or if it's you, eh, how do I say it? And there's a level of betrayal that goes into that, because it's as if you're there saying that it's your fault for everything being the way that it is, when in actuality it's not. And that there has to be a level of mutuality in a relationship, where the relationship needs to be both people together, doing making sure that the relationship uh, survives, because it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work for a relationship to do well and to be healthy. Let me know in the comment section down below if you what healthy habit in a relationship you think would make it work. I know that talking about unhealthy relationships, I feel like there's more that I can talk about, but I feel like I would like to know more what you guys think, what you want to know more about. So let me know in the comment section down below. I'm Shayne. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.